with Kyle Evans. Grow with Kyle Evans.
Good morning, good morning, good morning, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, people of the internet. Welcome back, Thundercats. It's another episode of The G.R.O.W Show. Kyle Evans here, Baton Rouge, Louisiana, getting to pour into you this morning. Guys, if you've been with us on this journey this week, and even if you're just joining in, this week we've been diving into the wisdom, nuggets, takeaways that we can take and apply to our life from Christmas movies. You might be thinking, I don't think there's anything there, but let me tell you, au contraire, mon frere, there's a lot. We've gone through Home Alone, we've gone through Elf, we've gone through The Grinch, and today we're going to dive into the Polar Express. What does the Polar Express have for us? Why should I even listen to this? Well, buckle up, Buttercup, because we're going to take a dive in on Finish Strong Friday. I want you to understand, just like all the other movies, with the right lens, the Polar Express is not a children's movie. The Polar Express is a story about what happens when our belief begins to fade. What does it cost us when we stop trusting what we cannot prove? This movie's not about Santa. It's about faith. Guys, this movie's about conviction. It's about movement. And if you think that those things don't apply to your business and your life, you're kidding yourself. At the center of this story is a haunting idea that we should all slow down and pay attention to. The bell never stops ringing. We just stop hearing it. The bell doesn't stop ringing. We just stop hearing it. Today, I want to talk to you about how belief is actually a skill, not a feeling, not optimism, but a practiced way of moving through your business and your life. We're going to dive into why belief fades as we get older, what doubt really does to our decision-making process, and how the people who build like meaningful lives, they're usually not the most logical ones, but the ones willing to to believe again. Let's start at the premise here, guys. There's a boy, and he could not hear the bell. At the end of the Polar Express, only the people who believe can hear the bell. Throughout the story, the boy couldn't. He lost his belief along the way, guys, and when belief fades, the bell goes silent, not because the bell stopped ringing, but because something inside of them changed. That's adulthood for a lot of us. That's real life for the majority of people out there. You don't wake up one day and decide to stop believing. You slowly learn to distrust, which you can't immediately explain. My entrepreneurs out there, maybe take it out of Christmas, put it in real life. You stop believing you are capable of more. You stop believing that the risk is worth it. You stop believing that your dream is realistic. You stop believing life might still surprise you. And when that belief fades, your movement stops and it becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. You don't take the movement, so you don't get the result, which reinforces the belief, and it keeps you stagnant all the days of your life. Belief, much like most things in life, rarely dies from one dramatic moment. Life is not won or lost in big swings. It's won or lost in micro moments consistently over time. Belief fades quietly through a series of subtle trades that we make for safety, or should I say the illusion of safety. How does belief actually erode? Here's some ideas that I've got for you. Number one, we got too many options, ladies and gentlemen. Too many options dilute conviction. As adults, we see every angle, every backup plan, got to have an A, B, C, D, E, and F plan, every alternative outcome. Why? Because options feel intelligent. But belief actually requires commitment, not just intelligence. When everything is possible, nothing feels sacred enough for you to risk it all. The boy doesn't lose belief because the bell fails him. He loses belief because certainty feels safer than wonder. I trust this is resonating with you today. We lose belief because certainty feels safer than wonder. Belief fades when we refuse to choose a direction without guarantees. Too many options dilute our conviction. Number two, identity becomes a cage. At some point, we say something like this: oh, that's just who I am. This is just who I am. This is just my lot in life. This is just what I do. Practical. It's logical. It's measured. We've got data points to prove this theory or this story that we've created, because belief threatens identity. Believing in something again, even after we failed, even after we've lost, it would require growth from us. Growth would require us to disrupt this safe, content version of ourselves we've built and learned how to manage. So instead of evolving, we defend familiarity. Belief fades when staying the same feels safer than becoming more. And I watch this play out over and over and over again in some incredible people that I get to talk with. We defend the familiar because it's safe, it's comfortable, the risk is low, and that fades and erodes our belief. So we stay the same. The third reason is hope becomes a liability. Adults tend to run emotional cost analysis. If I hope and it fails, it will hurt. If I hope and it doesn't work out, I'm going to hurt. So we put the ceiling in place. We put on the invisible handcuffs. We cap our desire. We lower our expectations. It's not because we stopped wanting it. It's because wanting without guarantees, without the armor of knowing, it feels irresponsible. It opens us up to be hurt again. Everybody wants, but not everybody is willing, because there is a real distinct opportunity that you may get hurt again. Belief disappears when hope is treated like a risk instead of fuel that can move you forward, not just in your business, but in your life. You thought this was about a Christmas movie? Ladies and gentlemen, I'm talking about you today. The fourth reason is our inner authority gets outsourced. We stop trusting our internal signal. We stop trusting our hope, our dreams, our desires, and we wait for data. We wait for permission. We wait for consensus from the masses. We wait for opinions and advice of people that we look up to or care about. And it may not be in alignment with what we actually desire. So we forgo our inner longing for the outsourcing of opinions. If enough people doubt what we want, we silence our own sense of knowing. Belief has never been democratic. Belief has always been deep, personal truth. The bell doesn't stop ringing. We stop trusting our ability to hear it. The final reason that I think that we start losing our belief is life and society trains it out of us. It trains us to wait. It starts in school. I get to watch this with my own eyes with my 5 and 7-year-old. School rewards compliance. Be quiet, sit down, follow the rules, do what I say. Work rewards predictability. Do X, Y, Z, make this, and you get paid, and you can get your check and have fun. See you later. Society, culture, it rewards safety. Why? Because you don't rock the boat for anybody else. Guys, belief requires movement before proof. You want to know what being a business owner is like, being an entrepreneur, breaking out of some sort of loop that everyone falls into? It requires movement before you get the proof. Most systems that we have learned and been ingrained in us punish that. So we learn to hesitate. We are taught to delay. We are taught to observe instead of step. Belief doesn't vanish. It gets slowly and surely and succinctly trained out of us. But you got to understand, the train is only coming to those who are willing to board it. The Polar Express, it doesn't wait for certainty. It arrives in the movie suddenly. And it asks for movement before explanation. The kids don't know where the train's going. They don't even know how it works. They don't know what's going to happen next, but they step on anyway. This is how belief literally works in real life. Clarity does not come before movement. It comes after. Confidence does not precede action. It is created by action. It is created by taking the swing. It is created by movement. The people who build the meaningful lives are not the ones who waited until they felt ready. I cannot stress this enough. The people who build the meaningful lives board the train anyway. If I can leave you with something today, I want you to write this down and tattoo it on your brain forever. Belief is not certainty. Belief is courage in motion. Belief is not knowing where the train is going, but getting on anyway. The conductor of the train, he gives us some great leadership principles. He never argues. He never convinces. He doesn't pressure. He simply says, this way. This way. That's leadership. Eventually, you have to become the conductor of your own life because no one else is going to come and conduct it for you. When doubt speaks, and you know it's going to, externally and internally, I want you to answer with direction. This way. When fear is demanding data and proof for you to get into action, I want you to respond with action anyway. This way. This way. Guys, comfort is going to try to pull you back into homeostasis. I want you to stay the course anyway. I want you to be like the conductor in your mind and say, no, this way. Belief needs leadership. You need leadership, even internally, especially internally. The hero of the story, and one of the reasons I enjoy it, is he's not Herculean. He's not a superhero. He's not flashy. He's not fearless. He's real. He's real. He doubts. He questions, but he keeps moving. He keeps moving. This is what matters. Guys, belief is not the absence of doubt. Belief is movement in the presence of doubt. Hey, I don't know how this is going to work out, but I know that everything is figure outable. I'm going to take the swing anyway. Guys, you can be analytical and still believe. You can be cautious and still act. It is okay to be afraid and still take the step anyway. The opposite of belief is not doubt. I think people get this wrong. The opposite, the true opposite of belief is not doubt. The opposite of belief is inaction. The opposite of belief is stagnation. As long as you are moving, as long as you are taking the swings, as long as you are taking steps forward, either leaps or baby steps, belief is still alive. God, at the end of the movie, the boy hears the bell again. But I want you to understand this. The bell didn't change. The boy did. Life is full of opportunity if we're looking for it. It's there if we're willing to look for it. We stop hearing it when we stop believing. I've seen this play out. I've seen people spend decades in non-belief and stagnation and fear, only to take the swing finally, and then it begin to work out a little bit. And you can watch belief slowly begin to return. Their vision comes back. Their energy comes back. Momentum picks up. They start noticing doors again instead of walls. Belief will sharpen your perception. Belief will open up the lens in which you look at life with. The bell is always ringing. The bell is always ringing. It's up to us to listen. One of the reasons I love learning from my kids, and I say this all the time, is because they see magic, they see wonder, they see opportunity everywhere. And I rue and fear the day when that changes. I'm not asking you to be something that you never were. I'm asking you to tap into something that was. I'm asking you to tap into something that you used to be. If this is resonating with you, if you are longing to hear the bell again, I want you to say yes to something that you've been hesitating on. Just say yes. Just take the movement. Take an action without over-researching it. I want you to speak your belief, your dream, your vision out loud, and speak it about yourself as in it's already happened. Speak with that sort of confidence, that sort of clarity, that sort of certainty. Something that we discuss often on this show because of its real life practicality is you got to stop or start. You have to start interrupting negative and cynical thoughts and replacing them with curiosity, with bravery, with optimism, with hope. I want you to start moving towards something meaningful, even if it scares you, especially if it scares you, because that's probably where you're supposed to go. Guys, I want you to listen for the bell. Landing this plane today and getting you on your way and finish strong Friday. I want you to remember that this movie, this episode, the Polar Express, it's just reminding us about something we forget. Belief is not silly. Belief is not childish. It's courageous. Belief is not blind either. It's bravery in the face of fear. The bell is still going to ring. The train is still going to come. Are we going to get on it? Your life literally depends on it. Literally. The bell's still ringing. Are you listening? That's what I have for you today, guys. I'll see you bright and early next week. I trust that you'll take some of this from today, from this week, and apply it and bring it to the forefront of your mind and resonate and meditate on it. Now that you've heard it again, now that you know it again, you can either choose to adopt it or you can ignore it at your own peril. I pray that it's not the latter. See you guys next week.
Grow with Kyle Evans.